Good evening. Today's a very special day, Armistice Day or Veterans Day. And 99 years ago, on the 11th day of the 11th month, at the 11th hour, an armistice was signed in France to end the First World War. We celebrate all our veterans, those who have given their very lives, those who are still dealing with the pain and agony of war, PTSD. My husband John is one of them. He's a Viet Nam war veteran, successfully living with PTSD. And I wrote a poem to honor him a few years back because I lived with him long enough to hear some of the agony he went through. But as a flower child, of course, I wanted nothing to do with war or guns or violence or anything like that. But I learned to listen. And gradually, something of what he went through was imparted to me and made this poem come alive. I call it Bride of War. For my warrior prince, John. He counts on me for beauty. His eyes are blurred and burnt by bloody spurts of war, scarred by deadly blasts of tissue, of bone, his vision marred by chunks of men that shook him down into the oozing mud of sorrow, unscrewing the sockets of his soul, blasting those windows once bright, luminous with hope, now become dark pools of madness, mocking the watch he had to keep that night. He stopped his ears against the final childlike cries of men moaning for mother or a medic, gasping for a hand upon their head. Prayers and cursors were sucked from bodies by the piercing blows of guns, while rockets puked hellish flames that blotted out the stars. Swelling darkness into cacophonies of pain, choking his heart with agonies he could not stop to heal. I've learned to fasten his gaze with the soft gauze of understanding, a fabric thrown across the room rich with memory between us, like rose petals sweetening the air. I can still delight his eyes and lure him from jungle pits he keeps on digging to find patterns of new mercies hidden by the weaver of our days, the keeper of our steps upon the turf of life, turned gentler now. I drape and wrap, twist and thread my warless arms around him, still fingering the loom of prayer, murmuring vows over his embattled brow. I draw him into the tent of peace, our tent of peace, pitched in the heat of hard-fought love. Thank you. God bless.